Admiral Jenna Hawthorne stood at the reinforced windows of the Luna Defense Station, watching Earth burn. The Nexarian fleet had appeared 3 weeks ago, their crystalline ships darkening the skies over every major city. Their demands were simple: immediate surrender or face extinction. The response from Earth's apparent military leadership, the Unified Defense Council, had been exactly what the Nexarians expected: diplomatic overtures, offers of peaceful coexistence, and eventually desperate pleas for mercy. All part of the carefully crafted illusion humanity had maintained for centuries. "Status report," Hawthorne commanded, her voice steady despite the destruction visible on the planet below. Colonel Marcus Rivera, her second in command, approached with a holographic display. "The Nexarians have destroyed 60% of our visible military installations. Civilian casualties are mounting. The UDC's last transmission was cut off mid-sequence. And Project Phoenix? All systems ready, Admiral. Our hidden facilities are reporting 100% operational status. The dormant tech is online and awaiting activation." Hawthorne nodded, her gray eyes reflecting the flames of another orbital bombardment. For 300 years, humanity had played the role of a young, developing species. They had accepted guidance from the galactic community, integrated advanced alien technology, and carefully hidden their true capabilities. Every defeat, every humiliation, every condescending lecture from alien diplomats had been absorbed and endured. All while Project Phoenix grew in secret. Deep beneath the Mariana Trench, inside mountains, and scattered across the dark side of the moon, humanity's real military force waited. Quantum phase weapons that could bypass any known shielding, biomechanical enhancement systems that transformed soldiers into living weapons, and artificial intelligence networks that made alien computers look like pocket calculators, all deliberately kept hidden from galactic sensors. "The Nexarians are beginning their ground invasion," Rivera reported. "Their dropships are entering the atmosphere over multiple continents." "Perfect." Hawthorne allowed herself a small smile. "They're exactly where we want them. Initiate Phoenix Protocol Alpha. Authorization code, Hawthorne Omega Rising." Across Earth, hidden facilities hummed to life. In the Amazon rainforest, massive hangar doors disguised as bedrock slid open. Beneath the Sahara, quantum computers that had been running silent for decades began uploading combat protocols to waiting drone armies. And in orbit, stealth satellites that had masqueraded as space debris activated their weapon systems. "Message from Director Patel at Phoenix Control," Rivera announced. "All systems are go. Awaiting your final command." Hawthorne took one last look at the burning planet below. Humanity had spent centuries preparing for this moment, knowing that eventually, the galaxy's fear of their potential would lead to an attempt to subjugate or destroy them. The Nexarians had simply been the first to try. "Send the message," she ordered. Across all frequencies, in every known alien language, a single transmission began broadcasting from Earth, to the Nexarian fleet and the Galactic Council. "For centuries, we have hidden our true nature. You mistook our patience for weakness, our preparation for submission. That ends today. This is humanity's final warning: withdraw, or witness what we have become." In the silence that followed, Hawthorne activated her neural implant, another piece of technology humanity had supposedly never developed. Through it, she connected to the Phoenix network, linking her consciousness with thousands of other military commanders hidden among Earth's population. Doctors, teachers, artists, all sleeper agents of humanity's true military force. "All Phoenix units," she broadcast through the secure quantum network, "execute primary protocols. Show them why humanity survived its own violent history. Show them why we were right to hide our true strength. Show them why they should have heeded our warning." As the first Nexarian dropships touched down on Earth's surface, they discovered too late that humanity's weakness had been an illusion. The galaxy was about to learn why humans had spent centuries pretending to be less than they were. The real war was about to begin. Commander Yukio Tanaka had spent 15 years masquerading as a university physics professor. Now, standing in the hidden command center beneath Mount Fuji, he watched as centuries of technological advancement emerged from the shadows. Phoenix Squad Epsilon, deploy quantum phase shields, he ordered. On the holographic display, a web of energy fields materialized over major population centers, the crystalline technology far beyond anything the galactic community believed possible. Nexarian bombardment beams struck the shields and simply ceased to exist, their energy dispersed into pocket dimensions. "Sir," Lieutenant Olivia Chen reported, her fingers dancing over the neural interface console, "the first wave of Nexarian ground forces has breached the perimeter in sectors 7 through 12. They're advancing on what they believe are civilian populations." Tanaka nodded grimly. "Activate the Sentinels." Across the globe, seemingly ordinary humans transformed. The nanites that had lain dormant in their bloodstreams activated, restructuring muscle and bone, integrating with nervous systems, and unleashing capabilities that would have horrified the galactic community. These weren't the crude biomechanical augmentations other species used, this was the product of centuries of human genetic engineering and nanotechnology. Through the quantum network, Tanaka watched as the first confrontation unfolded in the ruins of Berlin. A squad of Nexarian shock troops, each standing 3 meters tall in crystalline battle armor, approached what they thought was a group of terrified civilians. Instead, they met Director Emma Schultz, formerly a high school teacher, now a Phoenix operative in full combat mode. The Nexarians didn't even see her move. One moment she stood trembling before them, the next she had torn through their ranks like a ghost, her nanite-enhanced body moving faster than their targeting systems could track. Their supposedly impenetrable armor crumpled under strikes delivered with precisely calculated force. "All Phoenix operatives," Tanaka broadcast, "execute Protocol Chimera. Show them what humanity has become." Similar scenes played out across the planet. The Nexarians found themselves facing an enemy that seemed to ignore the laws of physics. Quantum phase technology let human soldiers step through solid matter. Neural interfaces gave them reaction times that made the fastest alien combat computers look sluggish. And the nanites, the true masterpiece of human engineering, let them adapt to any weapon or tactic the invaders deployed. "Message from Admiral Hawthorne," Chen announced. "The orbital defense grid is fully operational. All stealth platforms are engaging enemy vessels." In space, thousands of satellites that had posed as debris revealed their true nature. Quantum phase beams sliced through Nexarian ships, while dimensional anchors prevented their escape into hyperspace. The careful positioning of these platforms over centuries of peaceful space exploration now paid off as humanity sprung its trap. "We're detecting multiple quantum signatures," Chen reported. "The Nexarians are trying to call for reinforcements." "Let them," Tanaka said, allowing himself a small smile. "Activate the dimensional lattice." This was humanity's greatest secret, control over spacetime itself. As the lattice activated, a web of quantum entangled points surrounded Earth, creating a barrier that no conventional faster-than-light travel could penetrate. The Nexarians found themselves cut off from the rest of the galaxy, trapped with the prey that had become the predator. In orbit, Admiral Hawthorne's voice came through the quantum network, "All Phoenix units, commence Phase 2. The Nexarians chose this battle. Let's show them why that was a mistake." Tanaka turned to his command staff, each member shedding their civilian personas like old clothes. "Deploy the Titan units," he ordered. Beneath the world's oceans, mountains, and deserts, massive hangars opened. What emerged were not the crude mechanical war machines other species used, but seamless integrations of organic and mechanical engineering, 100-meter-tall biomechanical avatars of human military might. "Sir," Chen called out, "we're detecting elevated radiation signatures from multiple Nexarian vessels. They're preparing to initiate their neutron cascade protocol." "Let them try," Tanaka replied. "Activate the quantum sinks." As the Nexarians triggered their doomsday weapons, expecting to sterilize the planet's surface, they discovered another layer of humanity's deception. The quantum sinks absorbed the lethal radiation, converting it into power for Earth's defense systems. Every attempt to destroy humanity only made its defenders stronger. Through the quantum network, Tanaka could sense the growing panic among the invaders. They had expected an easy conquest of a primitive species. Instead, they found themselves facing an enemy that had spent centuries preparing for this very moment. Phoenix control to all units, Director Patel's voice echoed through the network. Phase 2 is proceeding as planned. The Nexarians are attempting to regroup in the upper atmosphere. Prepare for their counter-offensive. Tanaka studied the tactical display, watching as humanity's hidden strength emerged fully into the light. After centuries of hiding, of playing the part of a young and naive species, they were finally showing their true faces. The galaxy had feared what humanity might become. Now they would learn that their fears had been far too modest. High above the Arctic Circle, Dr. Kenzo Nakamura watched the quantum display with satisfaction. For 30 years, he had maintained his cover as a mild-mannered climatologist. Now, as director of Phoenix Division's Advanced Warfare Systems, he oversaw humanity's most devastating counteroffensive. Dimensional infiltration teams are in position, reported Major Diana Jackson, her dark skin illuminated by the holographic tactical display. The Nexarians still haven't detected our quantum tunneling signatures. Execute Operation Shadow Strike, Nakamura commanded. Across the globe, specially trained Phoenix teams phased directly into Nexarian command ships. Their quantum phase armor rendered them virtually invisible to alien sensors, while their neural-enhanced reflexes made them faster than any automated defense system. The Nexarian High Commander, Vexthor, never saw the humans coming. One moment he stood on his flagship's bridge, barking orders as his fleet regrouped for another assault. The next, quantum phase operatives materialized around him, their nano-enhanced bodies moving with impossible speed. "This is Phoenix Team Alpha," a calm voice reported through the quantum network. "Nexarian command and control has been neutralized. Moving to Phase 3. Nakamura allowed himself a moment of pride. The infiltration teams weren't just there to capture enemy leaders, they carried the deadliest weapon in humanity's hidden arsenal, the quantum virus. A combination of advanced AI and quantum computing that could infect and subvert any alien technology it encountered. "Release the virus," he ordered. Through the quantum network, he watched as the infiltration teams activated their payload. The virus spread through the Nexarian fleet systems like wildfire, turning their own technology against them. Ships began firing on each other, defense systems activated at random, and communication networks dissolved into chaos. "Sir," Jackson called out, "we're detecting a massive energy surge from the Nexarian flagship. They're attempting to trigger their antimatter core." Nakamura nodded calmly. "Just as predicted. Initiate Protocol Omega." Deep beneath the Antarctic ice, humanity's most closely guarded secret activated. The quantum nexus, a massive array of interconnected quantum computers, reached out across spacetime itself. As the Nexarians triggered their suicide protocol, expecting to take half the planet with them, they discovered the true extent of human technological advancement. The antimatter explosion simply stopped. Frozen in a bubble of altered time, the massive release of energy hung suspended between moments. Through the quantum network, Nakamura heard the shocked gasps of alien commanders as they witnessed the impossible. To all Nexarian forces, he broadcast on all frequencies, "Observe carefully. This is what humanity has become while you weren't watching." With precise control, the quantum nexus began to manipulate the frozen explosion. The antimatter reaction was channeled, contained, and then redirected through quantum tunnels back into the Nexarian fleet. Their own doomsday weapon became their undoing. "Admiral Hawthorne," Nakamura reported, "Operation Shadow Strike is complete. The Nexarian fleet is neutralized." From lunar orbit, Hawthorne's voice carried a note of grim satisfaction. "Excellent. Director Patel, begin Phase 4. Across Earth, hidden facilities continued to reveal themselves. Quantum forge complexes that could manufacture advanced technology at the atomic level. Biological engineering centers that had perfected the integration of organic and mechanical systems. AI research facilities that had developed artificial consciousness far beyond anything the galactic community had achieved. Major Jackson, Nakamura called, "Status report on the quantum virus?" "Sir, it's exceeded all projections. The virus has completely subverted Nexarian computer systems. We now have full control of their remaining fleet." Through the quantum network, Nakamura watched as humanity's victory unfolded. The surviving Nexarian ships, now under Earth's control, assumed defensive formations around the planet. Their crews, those who survived, were being systematically detained by Phoenix operatives. "Message from Phoenix Control," Jackson announced. "The Galactic Council is demanding an explanation. They're detecting quantum signatures that shouldn't be possible according to their understanding of physics." Nakamura smiled. "Let them wonder. Soon they'll learn what happens when you corner a species that spent its entire history preparing for war while pretending to pursue peace." The tactical display showed the full extent of humanity's triumph. The Nexarian invasion force, the most powerful fleet the galaxy had ever assembled, lay in ruins. Their vaunted technology had been turned against them by innovations they never imagined possible. Their military doctrine, based on centuries of successful conquests, had been shattered by strategies they couldn't comprehend. "Sir," Jackson reported, her voice tight with excitement, "we're detecting multiple quantum signatures at the edge of the solar system. The Galactic Council is sending observers." "Perfect timing," Nakamura replied. "They're about to learn that humanity's greatest deception wasn't hiding our technology, it was hiding our intention to use it only as a last resort." As the Council observers approached, they would find not a conquered world, but a revealed power. Humanity had emerged from its chrysalis of deception, transformed from a seemingly primitive species into something the galaxy had never encountered before, a civilization that had mastered the art of peace precisely because it had perfected the science of war. The Grand Chamber of the Galactic Council fell silent as Director Amara Patel materialized in its center. Not through the approved quantum transmission platforms, she simply appeared, demonstrating yet another technology humanity had supposedly never developed. "Honorable representatives," she began, her holographic form crystal clear despite the Council's attempts to disrupt it, "I come before you not as a supplicant, but as humanity's voice of truth." First speaker Ziwextal, a being of pure energy contained within a crystalline matrix, pulsed with agitation. "You breach our chambers, violate our most sacred protocols." "Your protocols," Patel interrupted, "were written with the technology we gave you. The quantum-based security systems, the neural interfaces, the dimensional barriers, all of them came from Earth's laboratories centuries ago." Through quantum feeds, the Council chambers displays activated, showing scenes from the recent battle. Nexarian ships falling to weapons that defied known physics. Human soldiers moving through solid matter. Antimatter explosions frozen in time and redirected through space. "Impossible," declared Representative Mirkath of the Silicon Consensus, their crystalline form vibrating with distress. "These technologies violate fundamental laws of physics." "No," Patel corrected, "they violate the laws of physics as we allowed you to understand them. Humanity has spent centuries feeding the galaxy carefully selected innovations, presenting them as new discoveries when they were actually ancient history to us." In orbit around Earth, Admiral Hawthorne's voice came through the quantum network, "Show them everything, Director. No more shadows." With a gesture, Patel expanded the holographic display. The Council members watched in stunned silence as Earth's true face was revealed. Massive quantum forge complexes emerging from beneath oceans. Orbital platforms shedding their disguises as debris. The full extent of the Phoenix network, a military force that had hidden in plain sight for generations. 300 years ago, Patel continued, humanity faced a choice. We had already developed technologies that could reshape reality itself. We had survived our own wars, our own brush with extinction, and emerged stronger. We could have conquered the galaxy then. Second speaker Vral UK, a methane-breathing giant, rumbled, then why this deception? Why pretend to be less than you are? Because we remembered our history, Patel replied. We remembered how advanced civilizations had often destroyed less developed ones, not through malice, but through fear of what they might become. We chose a different path. Through the quantum network, she sensed Admiral Hawthorne and Commander Tanaka coordinating the next phase. Across the galaxy, hidden human operatives were revealing themselves, demonstrating that Earth's influence extended far beyond its solar system. We hid our true capabilities, Patel explained, and shared diluted versions of our technology. We guided the galaxy's development along paths we knew were safe. We became the students when we were actually the teachers. The Nexarian attack, first speaker Zwextal pulsed, it was a test. No, Patel's voice hardened. It was your mistake. The Council authorized the Nexarians to eliminate what you saw as a potential threat. You proved that our caution was justified. The chamber erupted in protests and denials, but fell silent as Patel raised her hand. Above Earth, the captured Nexarian fleet performed a synchronized dimensional shift, demonstrating humanity's complete control over their most advanced technology. We are not here to threaten or conquer, Patel declared. If that was our goal, this conversation would be very different. We reveal ourselves now because you forced our hand, but our fundamental nature hasn't changed. Through the quantum feeds, new images appeared. Human medical technology that could cure diseases the Council thought incurable. Environmental restoration systems that could revive dead worlds. Energy production methods that could end scarcity across the galaxy. This is who we really are, Patel said softly. A species that chose to hide its strength precisely because we understood the responsibility that comes with power. We could have dominated. Instead, we guided. We could have conquered. Instead, we taught. The Council chamber was silent as the implications sank in. Every major technological advancement of the past 3 centuries had come from humanity. Every scientific breakthrough had been carefully planned and distributed. The galaxy's development had been shepherded by the very species they had just tried to destroy. So, first speaker Zwextal pulsed quietly, what happens now? Patel smiled. Now we stop pretending. Now we show you what humanity can truly offer when we don't have to hide. But first, you need to understand one thing very clearly. The holographic displays showed Earth's quantum defense grid, the dimensional lattice, the Phoenix network in all its glory. We are not your enemies, Patel declared, but we will never again allow anyone to threaten our existence. The galaxy is entering a new age, one where humanity no longer needs to hide its light. 1 month after humanity's revelation to the Galactic Council, Admiral Jenna Hawthorne stood in the newly constructed Terran embassy on Centauri Prime. The quantum-forged building had been created in hours, another demonstration of humanity's capabilities that had left the galaxy's other species in awe. Status report on the integration protocols, she requested, watching alien diplomats marvel at the building's impossible architecture. Captain Rashid Hassan, her diplomatic liaison, brought up a holographic display. Better than expected, Admiral. 17 species have already accepted our offer to help upgrade their medical technology. The Nexarian survivors have been particularly cooperative after seeing how we restored their wounded using our advanced biotechnology. Hawthorne nodded, remembering the shock on alien faces when human doctors had regrown severed limbs and repaired neural damage that their medicine had deemed permanent. It was one thing to demonstrate military might, quite another to show mercy to those who had tried to destroy you. And the Phoenix Network revelations? That's been interesting, Hassan smiled. Most species are still trying to process the fact that we had operatives integrated into their societies for centuries. The Silicon Consensus actually apologized for never noticing that their chief quantum physicist was one of ours. Through the quantum network, Director Patel's voice chimed in from Earth. The Council has officially ratified the Technology Integration Treaty. We can begin sharing our real advances openly now. This was what humanity had hoped for, not dominance through force, but leadership through wisdom. The quantum displays showed scenes from across the galaxy, human teachers helping alien scientists understand technologies they had struggled with for generations, medical teams bringing hope to worlds ravaged by disease, environmental engineers restoring planets thought lost to pollution. Message from Dr. Nakamura, Hassan reported. The first batch of quantum forge blueprints has been distributed to the approved species. He says watching them learn to use technology they thought was impossible is, and I quote, better than any conquest could be. Hawthorne moved to the embassy's observation deck, looking out over the alien capital. The city was already changing, incorporating human architectural principles that blended quantum engineering with organic growth. It was beautiful in a way that pure force could never achieve. Admiral, Commander Tanaka's voice came through the network, we're detecting unusual activity in the Carina sector. The Nexarian remnant fleet is mobilizing. Hostile? Hawthorne asked, though she already knew the answer. No, Tanaka sounded amused. They're requesting permission to escort the first group of their scientists to Earth for advanced training. It seems our demonstration of quantum physics made quite an impression. This was humanity's true victory, not the defeat of an enemy, but the transformation of one. The Nexarians, who had tried to destroy Earth just weeks ago, were now among the most eager to learn from humanity. Their warrior culture had been humbled not just by superior force, but by the realization of how much they had yet to learn. Director Patel sends an update, Hassan said. The Council has officially recognized Earth as the seat of the new Galactic Technology Exchange. They're calling us the hidden teachers now, the species that could have conquered but chose to educate instead. Hawthorne smiled at the irony. Humanity had spent centuries concealing its true nature, playing the part of an emerging civilization while quietly guiding galactic development. Now that the truth was known, their influence was greater than any military victory could have achieved. Through the quantum network, she could sense the changes rippling across known space. Species that had once competed now collaborated, sharing in humanity's freely offered knowledge. The Phoenix Network, revealed but not disbanded, had transformed from a hidden army into a corps of teachers and guides. Message from the Council chamber, Hassan announced. They're ready for your address. Hawthorne straightened her uniform. This was the moment to define humanity's new role, not as conquerors, not as overlords, but as the shepherds they had always secretly been. To all species of the galaxy, she began, her words carried by the quantum network to every world, Earth extends not just its knowledge, but its hope. We hid our true nature not out of fear, but out of wisdom. We developed our power not to dominate, but to protect. And now, we offer our guidance not as masters, but as partners in the greatest adventure any species can undertake, the exploration of what is possible. As she spoke, quantum displays showed humanity's gift spreading across the stars. Medical miracles, environmental restoration, quantum engineering that bordered on magic, all freely shared with species that had, just weeks ago, sanctioned Earth's destruction. We are humanity, Hawthorne concluded, and our greatest strength was never our technology, but our understanding of when not to use it. The age of secrets is over. The age of shared wisdom begins. In the silence that followed, she watched the quantum feeds showing reactions across the galaxy. Former enemies becoming students, rivals becoming partners, fear transforming into hope. This was what Earth had spent centuries preparing for, not a war of conquest, but a revolution of understanding. The galaxy would never be the same. And neither would humanity.